What's going on, everybody? Hey, if you are watching this episode, you can see that I am joined by the MIS King, King Serm. This is Esteban Garcia, and we are here live in the Label King studios. I added this yesterday. This is an outdoor banner. I'm not sure if it's going to stay, but it seemed appropriate for.
I like it. I like it.
I think it's all right.
It's nice to be here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it snowed though.
It did.
The first snow we've got. You got to hold this mic up here. You can't just
Oh, sorry.
Got to get
sorry.
just get all
okay.
yeah right
Okay,
all in
okay,
there.
all
Jeez.
right, all right. Well, thank you.
These professional podcasts.
I'm sorry. I'm not Mr. Adam Peak here. So
yeah, so it snowed here. We've been doing our CERM Go Live, and we're gonna flip this around a little bit.
Yep.
And Esteban is gonna interview me about my experience as a CERM customer. You don't have to keep the King.
no, I like it.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, it fits.
It does. It looks good.
It looks better on me than on you.
That's
but
that's
a different topic.
That's true about a lot of things. So let's get into our interview here. I like being interviewed.
Really?
Yeah, because I do spend a lot of time asking questions.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I'm really happy to finally make it down here to Utah. So, like Adam said, we got a little bit of snow. Felt like I was in Phoenix.
No,
okay.
Opposite. We did hit up the Red Iguana though.
We did.
If you're ever in Salt Lake City, gotta try it out.
They got some good mole.
Mole.
All
right. The guacamole.
The guacamole. That's right. Well, let's start off with this question, right? So, Label King is new here in Utah. You've been doing a great job here. So we just went live with CERM this week. We have our colleague Dean here supporting the Go Live. But one question that is very important, and I think a lot of people would like to know is, what made you decide to implement CERM, from the beginning?
So what I did when we decided to start this is, rather than listening to kind of the pitches from the salespeople from CERM and other MIS companies, I wanted to go talk to the fast growing successful label companies that had kind of started from scratch, right? And I wanted to know, what were they using? And not everybody was using CERM, but a big majority of them here in the US were using CERM. And so I'm not that smart. I wasn't trying to pioneer some brand new way of doing things. I just thought, well, that's a roadmap that I can go follow. And so we looked at other MIS systems, but at the end of the day, CERM stood out, not because of the sales rep, but CERM really stood out to me because of the testimonials from the customers, right? So yeah, I got to go to the user group last year, and I know we can talk about that here in a little bit, because that's coming up in March. But I got to go out to the user group just to talk to people about the product, mostly because I've known you. So I had a little bit of familiarity with CERM through Label Expo and other places. But when it came time to actually like cut POs and write checks, it wasn't just about a relationship, because I've known Esteban and Steph and these guys. It was really about the customers just saying, this is what's been great about it. And then to be able to see that they weren't just managing their system, but they were also growing their business. And that really stood out to me.
Nice. Yeah. So we have known each other for a long time. And, we've been looking towards this week for, since you started talking about Label King Utah, and since we started talking about CERM. And Go Live Week is always very stressful and dreadful, and a lot of people are intimidated by it. But how has it been? How has it been for you this week and your team?
Hang on. I'm double fisting the coffee cafe. It's been a lot of work. And so if you've never implemented an MIS system or changed over a software system, you told me this early on, and I really honestly appreciated this, because you were very transparent. I was like, what is so hard about this? Like, you just plug it in and you were like, it's going to take you a lot longer than you think. And it has. And that's for good reason. what I found is that if you want to have transparency in the business for my customers, if my customers need data, if my customers need transparency, I have to be able to collect that in a way that is not operationally intrusive.
Mhm.
In order to do that, there's a very heavy lift on the front end. And you have to understand, we're not a normal CERM implementation because I don't have a whole lot of
Mhm.
customers, and even that took it's a significant amount of time. So yes, there's a level of stress. I'll give a shout out to Dean, who's been here on site. Um, Dean has just jumped in like he works here. He's back with. I told my press operators and the rewind and the finishing and everybody who's back there. I was like, just break stuff.
Yep.
I want you to go in and break things because if we can break it now, then we can fix it. And I want you to say what is bad because just out of the box is going to be pretty generic. So I think it's been good. It's been challenging. It's challenged me a lot. But I understand why now. Understanding the why really helped me out.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, that's the best approach about it, to go with it. So, but here goes another question for you.
Okay.
How important is having one central MIS, database or system that can handle everything from estimating, products, production, you name it, the whole process. How important is that for you?
I mean, I think it's important for most any business. Oftentimes, simplicity can create efficiency, and so having the one place like within CERM to be able to do everything is a big deal. I will say we are not there yet, and that's okay.
Yeah.
We're trying to get there. We're building to it, and at the end of the day, the biggest reason for it is disparate systems create disparate data, and that is frustrating for a customer. And I think that is the big thing that we want to try to drive at Label King is ease of use, access to data, transparent information. Obviously lead times, quality, customer service are like, if you don't have those three things right now, you're in trouble. But going above and beyond and saying, from a service standpoint, building out an infrastructure that says, hey, do you need an estimate done? You can fill it out online. Do you want to know where your order is at? Here's a portal so that you can see where everything's at. And this isn't new.
Correct.
This has been around
Yep.
for a while. I'm not saying we're building something that's magical, but it's important. It's critically important
Yeah.
for customers, and that's what's driving everything here. Is truly, what does it matter? My dad told me, and actually, I think I put this in my sales book. If I didn't, sorry, Dad. But when I first got into sales, he was like, Adam, fall in love with your customers' problems, not your company's solutions. And
I like
that
that.
has stuck with me. Just like maniacally fall in love with like what is a problem for a customer and finding how CERM can fit in to solve those problems
Mm,
has been a really big deal.
nice, nice, nice. And we've been, since we known each other, we've always talked about, certain things like automation and how important or how does that change stuff, right? But if you think about this, you're talking, you're building this Label King Utah and the future. How important is automation for you and Label King?
So with the disruptions of things like machine learning, AI, generative AI, large language models, all of this stuff, the world is trending rapidly towards automation. And so, a big thing for me is like, I want computers to compute things. I don't want people to be computing things. I don't want people to have to be involved in doing something that we're not great at. We're great at complex decision making. We're great at interpersonal communication. Especially in something that's like an art form. It's a true art form. Label printing is, and so I want people to be focused on doing the things that they can do. And so integrating and automating all of the other tasks from invoicing to pre-press to where is a die located in the facility to
Mhm.
material, all of that stuff, when it can all be seamlessly integrated to where the computers are doing the computations and automating that, then that frees up people to do the peopling, you know.
Yeah, no,
The computer do
absolutely.
the computing, the people do the peopling.
Yeah,
And that's what I think creates actually a tremendous job, because you don't feel like you're doing the computing.
correct.
It's most people don't like doing that. So I want the people to be doing the peopling so that we can help other people do their
Yeah,
peopling.
no, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you take the guessing game away, right? I mean, you have that information, so that's good. Another thing that I'm want to know, or a good question for you is, right now you guys don't have the integration to your pre-press software, but you're looking at that, and you want to get to that point. But why is that important? Why integration to pre-press is important for you?
Well, it's just like all the other automation, right? So we are our facility in San Diego uses hybrid, and it was actually a big draw, kind of go higher level. At Label Expo in Barcelona, I took a picture of all of the CERM integrations and all of the
Yep.
partnerships, and that's a really big deal. So whether it's hybrid or ESCO or whatever invoicing platform you have, there are CERM is able to integrate with all of them, and we have seen that already. The ability to say, hey, this is a big giant MIS system, but if you need to pull in this integration or that integration, you can do it. So that was a big deal. Pre-press integration, though, I think it's obviously critical. You create the job, and you want to know that the computer is keeping track of all the steps that need to happen and is automatically executing things. So you can't do that if you don't have integration into your pre-press software, because then it's left to somebody to go, wait, have we sent the art over?
Yep.
I don't like those questions. I don't want those questions to stop and get in the way, because if you think about a label job, there's about 28 different steps. And if you can automate those steps, it's going to cut out, even if it cuts out 5 hours or 4 hours or 2 hours, you're talking about that's going to happen a day before. If that happens a day before, then maybe that's going to be an extra 2 days on the back end.
Yep.
And that could be the difference between a customer hitting their launch in Costco and getting fined a couple $100,000 for missing the date. So it's really critical to automate these processes and allow margin on the back end and up on the front end.
No, that's a good point, and I think most of our customers see the value in the integrations, and I'm glad you brought up and shout out to Hybrid and ESCO and all our partners out there. So you were at Label Expo Barcelona, and the team there, unveiled and talked about our new scheduling optimizer. What stood out for you when we're talking about optimizing and all that, with scheduling?
Man, scheduling is, when I was in sales for a label printing company, I did not realize the sheer level of complexity that comes into scheduling a job. From, do we have the things?
Yeah.
When are the things going to arrive? When does it need to ship in order to arrive by a certain date? How is it going to get off the press? How much material do we need? How wide is material? What is the waste going to be? Again, going back to if a person is left to their own devices, we can do it. We're pretty reliable. We're pretty what's the word? Flexible creatures. We can figure it out. People did it before computers. Flexo printing has been around for a long time. So it's doable. It's just not efficient. And so having CERM be able to go in and automate the scheduling to the date,
Mm-hmm.
and say, okay, if this is what you want to do, then this is what you have to do based on our calculations, is big. But I'll also say there is still a human flexibility side of that for me to be able to go in now and say, okay, great, but let me move this around, let me move that around, because I've got this other job that's got to come in. So still having the flexibility to go in and change things is obviously that's super critical. But the fact that it just does, like I was doing that today, I was going through scheduling today. I'm like, oh yeah, it's already put it in the schedule,
Yeah.
is a big deal to me.
Awesome. Awesome. And being such a new company, and you coming into this new role, I know that you've been in the industry for such a long time, but some of this is new or
80% of my job is brand new.
correct. So
Yeah.
how important was it to have on-site support during this implementation, having Dean here and supporting you and your team?
Yeah, definitely not you, but um
Love this guy.
no. It's been there. I would say this. There is no way to implement without somebody on site. There's just no, it would be the amount of time that we would have wasted going back and forth over email and Teams and phone calls to try to get everything that happened this week done. This week might have taken 6 to 8 weeks. So, and even leading up to it, we condensed a bunch of time down by meeting 2 to 3 times a week just to get prepared.
Yep.
And so yeah, having Dean be able to come down, and the cool part about Dean, and then some of the other, I think Nate also does some implementations, is that a lot of these guys, Esteban included, were CERM users before they joined the company. And so it's nice when Dean's like, I did estimating in CERM. Let me give you some best practices. Let me set this up so that it can actually run. That is way better than any kind of training that you could have gotten. And so and I'm sure it makes you more effective as a sales rep, because you have sat in the other chair and said, hey, I had to implement CERM.
Correct.
I had to work in CERM. Let me tell you what sucks about it.
Mhm.
Let me tell you what's great about it. And then let you make a decision. It's going to take X amount of months. This part's going to frustrate you. This is going to be
Absolutely.
because you've lived it.
Yeah, and like you said, our team is very experienced. I mean, they've been in the industry for many years. So, yeah, that has a lot to do with it. So, going back to the CERM user group, we have a CERM user group every year. I think it's one of the best pieces of being CERM or user, because I think that it just gives you so much opportunity, right? So you'll be attending CERM next month in Dallas. What are you most excited about seeing or learning about?
So I went last year as a content creator.
Yeah.
And I just made videos, and that was, but I didn't like sit in on the groups. It was just kind of, I was there as the podcast guy. So this will be my first time there as probably newest CERM implementer. And so now I can go in and when I sit down with an Andrew Boyd from Blue Label, it's like, hey, how did you do this? How did you navigate through this? Because not only will I have the implementation week, but I will be running CERM every day from now until, is it the 17th, I think, March 17th?
Correct.
So we're recording this on February 20th. So I will have a month's worth of experience of using it, and a month's worth of frustrations and questions. And so to talk with, Grand Rapids Label and Blue Label and these other companies, it's the best part about the user group, because we're competitors, but not really. Like everyone is. That's the coolest thing about the label printing industry, is that everybody gets together, whether it's a TLMI meeting or an FTA meeting or a flag meeting or or a user group, CERM user group. We're there to help each other out, and I'm really excited about that. So maybe I'll still make some videos.
I hope you do,
because I can't help myself. But I really want to be digging in on the sessions, taking notes.
Yeah,
because it's a lot.
Well, I think that's what we hear from our users coming to the CERM user group, and we have them come every year, and most of them, and maybe all of them, leave with they go back with something that they've learned or they're excited about, right? So that's great. I'm happy that you guys are going to be there. Can't wait to see you guys there. Shout out to Andrew, Grand Rapids, TLMI.
Yeah, all of them.
So now, how do you see AI and automation impacting your business in the next few years?
I don't think that Allen Iverson is going to be making any sort of entrance into the label printing space.
Why do I even try with you?
I mean,
man?
Bo Jackson, we talked about this at dinner. Bo Jackson has a packaging company, so Bo knows labels. No, so
Wait, hold on. Bo, call us.
yeah, hit us up. hit up Label King. We got you. I'll even do I'll make a t-shirt. Bo knows label. I'll send it to you. Bo Jackson's not listening to this, by the way. Sorry. Magic Johnson might be, but not Bo.
Magic's my boy.
He's your boy.
Yeah, he's my boy.
So AI is going to impact every single business. Every job and every business is going to be impacted by AI and large language models. So you cannot run away from it. I mean, for example, how do I use it positively? I've never done this job. I'm not.
Yeah.
But I do have a Google gem that I have trained as my Flexo label advisor. And so when I have questions, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'll go back there. I'll take a picture of a tag of material, and then I'll take another picture of another tag, and I'll say, could these materials be substituted for this application? And it'll give me a whole bunch of information. I don't make decisions off of that, but I can learn very quickly.
Nice.
But when it comes to like, I think that for example, estimating, scheduling, invoicing, even pre-press, I think we're going to see fewer and fewer people involved in that process, and more automation is going to be hitting those, because it is just a sheer amount of computation is what it is. Pre-press maybe still is going to have a little bit more of a human element to it, but I've been saying this about estimating now for a long time, which is, if it's just data, now the data has to be good, and that's where I think people are still going to be involved. But if it's just data, then a customer should be able to generate an invoice or an estimate, right? They should be able to just say, like, how much does this thing cost? Play around with it, put in any amount of different things. And I think that CERM, based on what I saw at Label Expo in Barcelona, is prepared for that, because you have such a robust back-end data. You already have things like Lumi. You're already doing AI integrations into, say a purchase order comes in, and it can read the purchase order and automatically create a schedule.
Absolutely.
So there's a ton of stuff that's going to be happening, and your computer is about to die.
It's okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
You got the question?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I got this.
All right.
Well, and you're absolutely right. I mean, it's so important, and people sometimes miss that, right? It's not about replacing people, and I think that's always one of the questions, right? But I think you hit the nail on the head. It's about becoming more efficient, because you can grow with less people, right? I mean, so that's it. So 1 year from now, what does success with CERM look like for Label King Utah? I mean, what does that look like?
Success is only tied to like overly satisfied, exuberant customers. That's it. I mean, and I would say that's not only it. I have my employees, so I've hired people because I wanted to get into this side of the business, because I want to create good jobs. I want people to feel satisfied at work. I want them to be paid well. Like, I didn't get in this to, flip it and get rich real quick. And Robert in San Diego shares the same thing. One of the coolest things is I'll talk to Robert Parker, and he'll say, yeah, this week's a little bit challenging. I have a press operator who's out for 2 weeks on vacation. And I'm like, that is amazing. Yeah, it's hard, but it's amazing. So success looks like CERM is fully integrated in a way that makes my employees' job satisfaction higher, not lower. We are able to generate more revenue and more margin per employee than less, because if I can do that, I can hire people and I can give raises, and we can have it. That revenue creates a lot of opportunities for people. Right. And revenue only comes when customers are not only excited, but are also becoming your biggest advocates. Correct. And we've already seen that happening, at least 2 to 3 times a week now, I'm getting calls from someone who says, "Hey, I got your name from this person over here or this person over here, or my customer, I'm a contract manufacturer, you really delivered here." It is picking up, and we need CERM to be able to manage that growth. We've got new equipment showing up already. We've got 2 new pieces of equipment that are going to be showing up here over the next 3 months. So
Exciting, right?
it's exciting. It's exciting.
For
But
sure.
but success is really about again, going back, like peopling.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I want them to people well. It's a big part of my personal ethos, is that I think that there's 2 things I'm supposed to do is love the Lord my God with all my heart, soul, strength, and mind, and to love my neighbor well. Love my neighbor as myself. My neighbor
Yep.
is the community here in West Valley and in Kearns and here near the airport in Salt Lake City. We're around a typically poorer community in Salt Lake, and I want to create great jobs and great opportunities for people.
That's nice. I'll go back a little bit when you talked about Jam and taking pictures and stuff like that. You're trying to identify certain things. I mean, how cool is it that, you know, things that you're finding out now, you can enter in CERM to be able to get, you know, for, you know, your staff later on not having to do those lookups. Right now, CERM gives you the opportunity to know that if you're going to use this material, for example, you can substitute or whatever. Right. You know, what are your thoughts on that?
That sounds great. Very excited. Anything. I've heard that the genesis of innovation is often laziness, meaning innovation typically happens when somebody is like, "How do I do this easier so that I can take more bubble baths?" And you know, that's not a.
Is that why we have all these little rubber duckies around here?
It's just a reminder that all I want to do is take a bubble bath.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, that's and also, and sorry for jumping back and forth, you know, as I'm thinking about these and thinking about your answers, you know, you talked about partnerships and what you believe and what Robert believes, but I think this is why you know, you and I have known each other for so long, and we understand how important partnerships are. And I think it kind of goes to what CERN believes, right? That's why we have all these great partners in the industry, and we do great integrations. And I think that's I was just kind of piggybacking on your answers. So.
Yeah. I mean, and how we got to know each other was because I was in sales at WS, and I had never seen a Flexo press run. And so Phoenix was the closest facility to where I lived in Colorado Springs. And between Colby and Pam and Ray and Esteban and Jake and so many other people down there, I was able to learn about the industry. And I would just say to the salespeople that are out there, it's okay to go spend time not only learning, but also realizing that your job, and in the case when you were a production supervisor at WS, and your job and that are directly connected.
Correct.
And so I wanted to be able to do that as a sales rep. And in order to do that, I needed to know that you went to Compton High School and that you're a stupid Lakers fan. Like, I got to know you as a person, not just as like the dude who could get a job done for me. But like, you know, I wanted to know about people, because that is, again, I keep coming back to this, but like it is a massive driving factor for me in doing this. So
no, absolutely.
Go Nuggets is what I meant to say.
You know, it's crazy though, thinking about it. So when I met you, you were a sales guy, and I was operation.
Yeah, and now.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I guess I'm a glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
You get to show up at 9 a.m. with Starbucks.
It's not true, Stefan.
I gotta get it. I gotta get it at 5:30. No, it's been great, and I think that you're doing a great job. And you know, CERM is Stefan. Come here. CERM's lucky to have this guy, so keep him happy. All right, he did not pay me. Thank you. He did not pay me to say, no. It's been awesome, man. And
no,
I
likewise.
to come down here and
like always.
yeah, do a fun interview.
Yeah, no, this is great. I'm thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. This is, as you guys probably already can tell, this is my first time ever doing that.
That's all right. First time wearing the King outfit.
That's what gives me the confidence.
That's what I was trying to go for.
I mean, I get it, Robert. I get it now.
Yeah. Yeah. The MIS King is in the building. So well, hey, thank you, Esteban,
Brother.
for coming out here and
Yeah, appreciate you.
taking some time to talk through this and wearing the costume and interviewing me.
Yeah.
Please, if you need any help with your label MIS system and you want somebody who will give you an honest answer, hit up Esteban over at CERM. If you need labels, you can take a peek at thelabelking.com. That's my email address, a peek at thelabelking.com. And we'll print labels for you. That's what we print. We don't do other stuff. So if you ask me for shrink sleeves or folding cartons or standard couches, or they're all great packaging formats. I know a lot of people. I will happily pass you on, but we've got 2 facilities now here in Utah and in San Diego.
Nice, nice. Well, congratulations once again.
Thanks.
I would do a mic drop, but it looks kind of expensive
It's
here.
not. I just bought it on Amazon.
See you guys.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Let me find the mouse here. And we're